Hello there, my name is Aslan, and today we'll be talking about how I built my Alhaitham. He is level 80, ascended all the way. He has 20,767 HP, 1,133 attack, 907 defense, 668 EM, 46 over 125 per crit damage, 117 ER, and 75 Dendro damage bonus. Weapon-wise, I personally have him on the Iron Sting. I like the EAM on it. And then the sub-stat is actually pretty good. I like that too. Where's my refinement? I could refine it more, but I need Iron Sting on a lot of characters. So for now, nobody gets a refined Iron Sting. I think one of them is refined a little bit. A couple of them refined a bit, but I haven't crafted enough Iron Stings. I think the Sapwood Blade could also be good for him, mostly for the ability it has, less so for the energy regeneration. I believe Calamity of Eshu could do well as long as you give him a shielder. You could also put him on Lion's Roar, which will give him additional damage as long as you're running him with an Electro or a Pyro character. So as long as you're running him Burning or Spread/Aggravate, you will be fine. Most people, I believe, run him Spread Aggravate, so you could also put him on, I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce that. This one gives attack, and then the normal buff to the normal attack is nice, with additional damage being done. You could also put him on a 3-star sword, which I believe you find this in the wit somewhere, which gives you Elemental Mastery, because Alhaitham wants Elemental Mastery. That's why I recommend having him on the Iron Sting. Unless you have a 5-star sword, this or the Dark Iron Sword are your only options for EM on swords. Now, that's really all for weapons. Artifact-wise, I personally have him on Gilded. You could also put him on Deepwood Memories. Both work really well. I just personally prefer Gilded, and I think also I had more of the set, and that way everyone could keep, everybody I had artifacts on to keep their artifacts, because I got him on the Sumerian Chronicle banner, and I already had a bunch of Dendro characters by then. Fun fact, he was the last Sumerian character I got. I have them all, if you don't count Nefer. If you count Nefer, I don't have her, but if you're not counting Nefer, I have them all. So it depends on how you count them. Anyway, Sands-wise, I would put him on an EM or an attack percent Sand. I lean more towards EM. He high recommend on the Dendro damage Goblet, and then a crit rate or crit damage Circlet, depending on what you find would do best on him. That's a really nice one. We're not doing better on him. Talent-wise, you want to do his E, his ult, and his base attack. I was under the misconception you wanted his base attack more than his ult when I leveled this, so his base attack is higher on mine. But you really want to do his E, his ult, and his base attack last, talent-wise. Now, con-wise, his C1 triggers when his protection attack hits an opponent. His protection attack is part of his E's ability, and this allows when a protection attack hits an opponent, the cooldown for his E to reduce by 1.2 seconds. It can only trigger every 1 second. His C2 is when Alhaitham generates the Chisel Light Mirror, which are the little, at least I'm pretty sure they're the little diamond things you see next to him. Yeah, those should be the Chisel Light Mirrors. His Elemental Mastery increases by 50 for 8 seconds. You can get a max of 4 stacks of this. Now, if he has max stacks, so 3 mirrors, and tries to generate a mirror, he will still gain a stack for this. His C3 just increases the level of his E. His C4 is upon using his ult. When he uses his ult, upon consuming mirrors, he will increase the elemental mastery of the team by 30 for 15 seconds. I don't believe it increases his, but everybody else in the parties. And then if he generates mirrors, he will grant himself a 10% Dendro damage bonus for 15 seconds. And it's 10% per mirror, and it's 30 EM per mirror. So max you could get 90 EM for the team, or 30 Dendro damage bonus. And it's 15 seconds for each duration. The duration gets reset if he reuses his ult. His C5 increases the level of his ult, and his C6 is 2 seconds after he triggers his ultimate, he will generate 3 chiseled light mirrors, regardless of the mirrors that have been consumed. So he'll generate 3 mirrors. Now, if he has max mirrors when this occurs, if he has max mirrors when he generates mirrors, he will gain 10 crit rate and 70 crit damage for 6 seconds. If he does this again during the 6-second duration, it will add 6 more seconds to that duration. So it'll go from like 3 seconds left to 9 seconds left on the boosted crit rate, crit damage. So if he keeps generating mirrors, you're set. Anyway, that's it for all of these. I believe I got them all. We'll just get rid of that real quick. Now, team-wise, we're going to not do it this way. Team-wise, which, yes, we are fighting Dodorai. I want to already collect his weekly thing, but I want to kill Dodorai. I love killing Dodorai. Just a quick stop. I murdered Dodorai team. Call A, because if you don't know the reasons, you'll figure them out. Him. For other obvious reasons. She's here partially for survivability. I may swap her out. I don't know if I actually am going to need her in the team for when they fight him. I'll have to test that out. And her for other reasons. But, Alhaitham's team. You want an Electro character with him. Actually, you don't have to. You could probably build him a Burning team. Like, let me see. Real quick, let me build him a Burning team. Because what? You would use Pyro. Yes, you need Pyro. I probably put Durin, which this is what the characters I have. If you don't have my characters, do whatever. I probably put Durin and Toma, and then because I have Emily, I would throw her on the team. So Toma's here for sustainability. Durin's here to help take down more resistance, because he'll take down some Dendro resistance and Pyro resistance, and Emily's here because she is your Burning person. I may just run this team. I don't think there's any difference in how I built him for the Aggravate team. Of course, you could run him in the team I had, which was him, Fischl, Nahida, and Kuki, which I think is a really solid team. Especially I really want the Shogun for him and my Tainari. Both of them could really benefit from having the Shogun and that Electro application and the buffing, but, I haven't hit her yet. So, she sent me a day one year. I don't get that. I will say, if you don't have, like, Fischl and you want more Electro application or Shinobu, I'd say Lisa's probably your best bet. Unless you have, like, a better Electro applicator. I find Lisa's pretty good. You do have to keep her ult up. But as long as you can give her that energy, I ran her with my Nari for a little bit, so I know it works pretty well. It's not amazing, but I think it'll work well enough. I don't know about Dory's Electro application. I don't think anybody else, Auroron has actually a pretty good one, but you have to make sure they stay in that area. It's the same with Lisa, so interchangeable. He's more of an Electro charge thing, but that's whatever. And then I don't know about Beto. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and run the Burning team in here. Do I want to run them in this order? Or do I want it like... I'm going to run them like this. Anyway, I say let's just get into the battle. Because I know he's typically run Spread or Aggravate. But I'm going to see what happens if I do it. Oh shoot, I forgot. I'm going to heal them up. They don't have all their energy. Although I feel like as long as you just... Okay, where is... He just gives you energy, and it's so nice. I've never had a boss do that to me before, where they just let me make sure I have my ult up. But there you are, man. Okay, hit you with this, hit you... Oh, did I use her E sometime? Why wasn't her E up? Okay, use that, use this, use her ultimate. My sense of direction is inverted, use his ult, use his E, and then use his base. Oh, he's got his ult up again. Good for him. Okay. I'm going to... And then we enter our little domain here before we can do any more damage. We do this. We're going to just use her E, his E, this, E, base attack. We'll use an ult on the next guy. Methinks. Alright, we'll go ahead and use the ult on this guy. I don't even know if he ended up in the field. That sucks. Oh shoot, I accidentally used his phase attack. I will wait for that cooldown? Where are we? Alright, I fixed it. I don't think we need to worry too much. Thomas, stop dying. You're supposed to be my sustainer. Alhaitham, good job. You're not dying. I probably want to use their ults, but I don't really want to use them right now. Thomas, what did I just tell you about dying? Okay, go ahead and use this. Yes, yes, yes. If the direction is inverted, I really don't care. I should have Emily at the back, so I'll use her E first. Yeah, that's good to note for the future. And I'm not gonna use food unless they're like actively dying. I'm gonna go back into domain. This time I'm just gonna bother to run through their ults, except Emily's. I'm not gonna bother with hers. Not yet, at least. And his E's on cooldown. Using E, get out of the way, get out of the way. Maybe I almost ran into that one. Whoopsie daisy. E, E. Ult. E. O, E. E. Alright, where's the next one? Here's the next one. E. E, E. I'm not gonna bother you trying to use his ult. E. And his is still on cooldown. Wonderful. Alright, back here. E, E. Okay. What does that mean? I don't exactly. I feel like. Do they want me to turn my camera? Not have the character facing him? Like, what does that mean? I never understood it. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and go into here. I'm gonna kill you from in here. Which that was unfortunate that Emily died there. I really wish I understood that. Does that mean you want to turn your character away from them? You want to turn the camera away from them? Him or what? Like, what does don't face him mean? Like, do I want Alhaitham not facing him? Like that? Or like, do I want to be like this? And I can still attack him? Like, what does it want me to do? I don't understand your directions. Ha, take that. Die. Anyway, that's it for how I built. Where's the exit? There's the exit. That's it for how I built my Alhaitham. That's him being run on a burning team. I think it did really well, except for Emily dying there, although that was partially because I wasn't using Toma's boat, which really does help a lot with that. They probably need to put some better stuff on my Toma. He's mostly built, but I could definitely improve on him. Technically, Moses' team, there's probably slight improvements I can make. Technically, I need to swap to his artifact. She's probably as good as I'm going to build her for now. I definitely want to work on him, and he's good enough for now. And how I want them. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more how I built videos. And I don't think I forgot to do anything. I think I went over all the stats and things. I know on a few ones I forgot to go over stats and stuff. But I don't think I did on this one. So may you have a blessed rest of your day.